Okay, fine. You want me to admit it? Fine, Doc. I'll admit it. I think I'm losing my mind. The relationship's been over for at least a year now, but everywhere I turn, I sees her face. I wake up in the morning to wash my mug, and I look in the mirror, and I don't see me looking back at me. I sees her, and she's staring at me with this look of disappointment, as though I didn't do enough, and as though I criticized her too much, and as if all of this is my fault. I go into the kitchen to cook some breakfast, and there she is on the television. I'm trying to watch Al Roker, and I see the face of a white woman superimposed on the body of a black man. Do you know how crazy that means I am? I go to work and everyone's talking about her nonstop. They're saying her name over and over again. And I'm like, you don't even know her like I know her. How are you even talking about her right now? I go into the woods to try to keep my calm and take a walk, and there she is. I go to the grocery store to buy some food, and there she is. Honestly, Doc, I know how crazy I am, but would you at least help me? Could you do something? Could you look into this? Can you figure out what's wrong with me? Can you do anything about this?
I will look into it. I don't know the status, but I will certainly look into it.
Caller, you're live on the air with the Lush Thimble Show.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, Lush. I've been a long-time listener, first-time caller. I finally worked up the nerve to give you a call. Listen, I've been driving on the I-10 corridor all my life since I've been an adult. And let me tell you, there's some strange things that's happening on that corridor. They have huge warehouses. I mean, talking about 100,000 square feet where they actually create simulations. And I think what is happening in Pyongyang right now is not really happening. It's going on in a studio right there on the I-10 corridor. It's nothing more than the CIA and the deep state trying to deflect from the Uranium One deal with Hillary Clinton. They're so desperate that they're willing to fake a nuclear attack on Pyongyang. We did not attack Kim Jong-un. I'm sorry, the President of the United States is a godsend. He's really finally bringing back family values, Christian values, Lush, and that's what they're afraid of. So all of this is really just a hoax. This is just like, you know, a lot of people don't think I'm serious when I say this, but I don't even think we landed on the moon, to be quite frank with you, because it's CGI, Lush. It's CGI. And so all this fuss, this is nothing. They're just trying to deflect from the Podesta group and the Podesta emails. That's what we should be talking about right now. There's nothing going on in Pyongyang, and I'm surprised I can even pronounce the goddamn word.
Listen, I can't agree with everything that you said, but I think you're making some good points.
I wasn't even born when this war started.
But I was there when it ended. No one expected at the opening salvo that this war would last 75 years. How many battles, how many skirmishes, how many lives lost, and for what? Only to see our common enemy gain ground. And now they want me to join forces with people that all I've known how to do is attack. All I've known how to do is retaliate. All I've known how to do was to get back at them, and now I have to join sides with them to push back against an enemy. An enemy that saw how weak we were because we were fighting each other, and they took every opportunity to gain ground. An enemy that now brings us together after 75 years of fighting each other. Finally, now that we've seen the strength of a common enemy, we can say the enemy of our enemy is our friend, and we can unite with one another to fight back against the onslaught of this movement that has been gaining ground throughout an entire generation. But first, before we could defeat them, we had to end the Hillary versus Bernie wars. As you lay on your dying bed, surrounded by your loved ones, your grandchildren are tearing up, grabbing at the bottom of your sheet that rests so ever gently over your body, your weak and your frail body. You sit and contemplate in your last moments. What's next? Is there nothing but oblivion? Forever dark. The state of nothingness. Is there nothing but darkness? Or is there perhaps a God? And then, as you contemplate what happens after you drift away into the abyss of nothingness, a cold chill runs down your spine as you remember there's one last thing that you have to face even after you die. The liberal death tax. Even in death, liberals are there to haunt you.
This parody of a political advertisement has been paid for by the Benjamin Dixon Show and the Progressive Army. This has entirely not been paid for by the Republican National Committee as they attempt to get tax reform.